Well, good morning, everybody. This is Coach Gary from Danville, California, and very excited this morning to talk about leadership and the 10 characteristics that make a really great leader. And my background, obviously, I built several companies, very large companies, multi-million-dollar companies. I've also built some pretty good-sized organizations in the direct sales industry, and I've mentored some very high-income earners. And I want to put all that together along with a lot of the books I've read on leadership, studying under John Maxwell, Miles Monroe, Lincoln on Leadership, Carry a Big Stick, the story of Teddy Roosevelt, and bring out to you what the characteristics were that made these people different than other people, besides having a great vision and being motivated by their vision and having a strong belief in what they're doing and the purpose that they carry. So these are all important characteristics of a great leader. So we're going to go into that this morning and talk to you a little bit about what makes a great leader and why it's important that leaders establish themselves very early, in the program now, and whatever they're going to do. Now, before I get going, though, I want to point out to you that as we have our book that we're working with, which is very, very powerful, is our complete guide to building a global business with FGX Express. Now, I always want to give just a short review about FGX Express and why I feel that this company is such a great vehicle to build and mentor people around and develop leadership around and build an organization around this company. Well, first of all, FGX Express is the only company that I know of that has a type 1 FDA listed medical device. It's the only company I know that when you put that, that patch on your body, that it relieves pain. Now, pain is really very, it's the market is huge. I mean, so I didn't realize so many people are living in pain, and this product affected me personally. So when you have $600 billion spent on pain every year, that's huge. And so I've had that issue with my sciatica and my leg, being immobile, living in pain, going to bed in pain, waking up in pain. So the product first is unique, it's different, and obviously it carries a large need to a huge audience and obviously a huge market. That's the number one reason I looked at the business. And the second reason is the compensation plan is really balanced and really pays out very, very well at the bottom, which is very important to really when people are looking to make an extra $500, $1,000, $2,500 a month. You can do it very quickly. Now, the other thing I like about FGX Express, obviously, is that we can build an organization that can support people in the areas of training, support, and marketing, and build a system that duplicates. A lot of people get into these home-based businesses and the network marketing, but they can't duplicate. And you think, well, I sponsored a lot of people. I've done it. I didn't get it. There were times that I couldn't get it to duplicate. I spent a lot of time figuring out what it takes to duplicate. Duplication and replication. It's got to be simplified for everybody. Everybody's got to be able to be in a position to really do that. Now, we have a system that we use that's very simple, and anybody can do it. And here's what it is. You have to be able to fill up your calendar with conversations. Let me say that again. You have to be able to fill up your calendar with conversations. Well, how do you fill up your calendar? Well, we teach you a very simple method. And there's 3 ways that you can use to send this message to people that will get on your calendar. And if you do any more than that, you're going to struggle with it. But if you simplify it to this little thing and teach it to other people, and other people can do it. And here's why. Because the phone is always a phobia for most people. People feel that they got to get on the phone and sell something, and it just puts up the shields of resistance, and people don't like doing it. Well, what is it, Gary, that you do that makes it so easy for people? It's very, very simple. You can text, Skype, seriously, text, Skype, and private message if you're on social media. It's the same thing on social media that you would use on Skype, which basically is international, and also by phone in America. Okay? There's just 3 methods to do it. Let me say it again. You're going to, first of all, text. Okay, that's probably America and Canada. You're going to Skype if it's other countries. And you're going to also what? What's the third way to do it? Okay, well, it's very, very simple, because if you text somebody they're going to respond to you. If you Skype somebody, they're going to respond to you. And what's the third way? Private messaging. Private messaging. Just keep that in mind. 3 ways again. Text, Skype, private messaging. Now, what's the message? Hey, John. And I always start out with a compliment. John, I want to connect with you. I want to know more about you. You had a great profile. Very simple. If you're going to do this on private messaging, either Facebook, whatever the social media platforms you're using, or I just met you someplace. Look, what does your schedule look like in the next few days to get on your calendar for a chat? That's all it is. If you just, that simple message will fill your calendar up. Sometimes they'll respond to you, well, what is it? Well, look, I just need 2 minutes of your time. It's very important. Very important. I can't explain everything to you right now, but it's very important. You definitely want to hear about this. What's a good time to get on your calendar? That's all it's really about. And if you do that simple thing, and remember, your calendar, if you can control your calendar, you can control time, you can control your life. The problem that most people can't control their lives and can't control their calendars is because they don't plan their calendar, they don't use their calendar. Just keep this lesson in front of you. Your control of your life and your time is determined by how you use your calendar. You don't do anything unless it goes on the calendar. That's how you can control your time. See, I block, from 9 to 12. I'm on this blitz right now, and we're going to start this Sponsor 20 in 30 days. And I got so excited about the program, I started early, okay? And I got about 5 people. I'm just sponsored a great guy. He's going to be on in a minute. And I got 5 more people I'm talking to. They're very close, so I couldn't help it. I wanted to get a head start because I want to make my 20 and 30. It's just so much fun, okay? So just keep it in mind that the simplicity is what we're teaching you. The second thing is the 2 exposure rule. Well, what's a 2 exposure rule? Teach this to everybody. Mentor everybody that comes into your organization. 2 exposure rule is very simple. Socrates' principle of persuasion says if you get minor yeses, you get major yeses. So you want to lead them along a path of introducing the business to them. So in your conversation, you're going to talk about a very simple thing. You're going to ask them one question. When you learn to ask questions and listen, you're going to dominate, and you're going to win, and you're going to have higher conversions. What is it? Ask questions and listen. Do you know anybody that's living with pain? Don't change that. Just do it. We'll have Jose come on and share with you. That's exactly what I did with him. Do you know anybody living with pain? Tell me about it. Talk to me about it. What kind of pain do they have? Get deep in the conversation. Okay? You know what? When you share your issues with people, people are going to share their issues with you. If you share your challenges with people, people are going to share your challenges with you. It's just, if you open up to them, they'll open up to you. Just keep that in mind. So always be honest and upfront with people. That's very true. All right, so once you ask them, how do you know anybody pain? Hey, listen, I want to ask you a question. Think about this for a minute. If we can help people relieve pain and make money doing that, is that a good business model? And let them respond to you. Just be quiet. That's all you have to do. They'll talk to you. Listen, the reason I asked that, I want to share my story. And then you share your story. I call it your yes. Share your emotional story. It's right in your guidebook. Write out that story. Be prepared for it. Why? And that story is about why you're in FGX and why you're in Global Networkers Association. So you share your story. Look, I've tried these things 4 or 5 times, but I never had mentors from top people like I'm getting today. I've never had a system like this that teaches you to do it so easy and so simply. You got to look at this book. You got to look at this video. I want you to see this. Man, I'm going to get my retirement where, I'm going to pay off my debt. Just be honest with people. I'm going to bring my husband home from work. He's on 2 jobs right now. Our family is stressed out. We don't see each other. People are worried today about money. Look, I need a personal favor. I just want you to try the product. I want you to watch an 8-minute video. Tell me what you think. I need your testimony. Would you try the products? It's that easy. So if you do that first exposure and share your story, once you get them on the calendar, that's your story. That's your conversation. Then send them the video. And then say, would you try the samples? And send out samples. Folks, you're going to have a very high conversion rate in this thing. I had a guy, didn't quite get it. We're talking to him at my seminar this weekend. We spent 3 days with T.R. Becker and Mastermind, Millionaire Masterminds Intensive. And the guy watched the video. I just sent out the video. That's all I did, sent out the 8-minute video. Came back to me and says, I want to talk to you more, man. I saw that video. That's all it is. The more people you talk to, The less you say, the more you use the tool, share your story, get the video. That's the 2 exposures, then you get on a 3-way call. It's that easy. Or we do a Google Hangout. That's that easy. And that's all it really takes. Now, let me tell you something, okay? Because I might run a little bit overboard this morning, but it's worth it. Let me tell you something. The more people that you can get to commit to doing the 2 exposure rule and do the 3-way calls and learn what leadership really means, you're going to find that you're going to grow and duplicate your business. You're going to find something that's going to happen to you that never happened to you before. And more people are going to come into your business, and more people are going to do your business. So you're not going to be the Lone Ranger, the only one that does it. And here's another thing I'm going to teach you. Okay, it takes a leader to attract a leader. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. But as you grow and develop your personal skills and your leadership, you're going to find that you're going to attract a higher quality, higher level person because they want to know what you know. Doesn't matter how long you've been in the business. Doesn't matter how much money you make. Has nothing to do when people come to me and say, "Oh, my upline made 80,000." I could care who to luck. Okay, doesn't mean you know what to me. That doesn't mean anything because it's all about that leader. It's not about helping you solve your problems and your challenges and your issues. That's why it's important that we work with you to develop your skills, your knowledge, your value, your leadership, your recognition. That's why I need leaders. And I need leaders to help me build this organization out. I need leaders to teach on social media. I need leaders, honestly, to do our new distributor orientations, which we're going to start as we start getting people in here on Saturdays. Okay? I need leaders right now. All right, with that being said, before I go into the lesson, I'm going to bring up my good friend, Jose from Sacramento. He lived in the San Jose area. The guy's connected to 5 countries. He is so fired up about this. So let me bring him on. Jose, are you there?
I am here.
All right, man. Talk to us, buddy. Tell us about, from your heart, just meeting you, and tell the story, and why you're in the business, signed up immediately. Why did you sign up so fast, man? What did you see that made a difference for you?
Well, to be honest with you, Gary, good morning, everybody. I am, first of all, we're all looking for money. We're looking for better ways to make a living. But what really got me going is the fact that I've been to different businesses. And most of them have been network marketing businesses. I have never found a program that is so easy, so simple, and full of marketing material. You have a great support system that I think that everybody can go out there, take a look at this book, at your manual, get your mentorship, and really make a good living out of it.
Yeah. So you felt that what you were reading and what you were hearing, you felt that it was legitimate and truthful, and that you can take it and you saw, right, that you can actually implement it and make it work. It's going to mean something. You're going to put the work into it, and you're going to get paid. Is that what I'm hearing, basically?
That's what you're hearing. Yeah. And the other thing that I really don't want to leave out is the fact that there's great mentorship.
Mm-hmm.
And we all need a mentor, to be able to succeed. That's something that you can't find out there. In all these network marketers, they help you out to sign in, but you don't have that mentorship. You don't have the support, and we think that we can do it by ourselves, but you don't. You need that support in order to grow and fly.
Yeah. So Jose, I agree with you. Mentorship is so valuable and so important, and that's the heartbeat of Global Networks Association. Is the mentorship personal mentorship is what's going to make a difference in everybody's life. It's not important that it's all about Gary. It's not about Gary. It's about you and your business and how we're gonna help you, and you're gonna help other people. And when you get true mentorship involved, Jose, it changes everything, man. I love your heart. I just love you like crazy because you're such a great person to find and to work with as a partner because you have that, that earnest to caring, loving, that you're going to sit down with people and spend time with them and make calls with them and go through the guidebook with them, and all of that makes a huge difference. What's the big why for you? Jose, what's the biggest thing that we can accomplish for you that would help you with this business more than anything else? What would you like us to do as a team?
As a team, to grow and get to my financial freedom.
Okay.
And my big why is my kids. I recently went through a divorce and I'm working on a dead end job, and there is no time for me to spend with my kids, and I want to reach that as soon as possible so I can enjoy them while they're little. Because once they grow, once they get to 13, 14 years old, they forget about you and they go out there and spend time with their friends.
And they get influenced sometimes with the wrong people. That's just a fact of life. The better relationship you have with your kids in the younger years, the stronger they are and the more equipped they are, to have the values that you're teaching them. It's so true. And think about it. How many more people are in your situation out there? They're going through a similar...
Thousands, millions of people.
Exactly. And if you share that story with people from your heart, look, I found this mentor, I found this great mentor program. It's not going to be everybody, the whole team's going to mentor you, but if I found this great program and this great company and it's helping me to do some things that I've been in the industry before, it's never accomplished, we were lacking in that, what a difference that makes for you. And that's your story. That's what I call your why, or I'm sorry, your S, yes. Share your emotional story. Those are the acronyms. Share your emotional story. Don't you think that's more effective than sitting down and telling everybody how great the comp plan is, the company is? Right?
It is. It makes a huge, huge difference.
Yeah. Yeah. It does. I woke up this morning and I told my wife, I said, one of the dreams is that we have a beautiful culture, a loving, caring culture where people succeed early in our programs, and then they're able to go out there and share that with other people, their successes. And boy, if we can get that going and more people become successful, we're going to rock this thing. We're going to rock it. The culture and community is the most important thing of network marketing. Personal growth, culture, community. Michael Dell figured that out. He said there's 3 C's he taught. He said if you can build a culture with a community, you're going to get commerce. Those are his 3 C's. And he did that because his computers were going out there, but they were being serviced by third-party people that really didn't care about his company. And when he pulled that in and he started servicing those computers, his company grew, exploded. Because why? He created a culture. He created a community. And we're going to create a community of loving, caring people that love mentorship, that will care about other people. When you take somebody on, it's your responsibility to help them. It's not Gary's. It's your responsibility. That's going to make the difference. Jose, I love you, buddy. I'm so excited you're with us. I know you, in all the countries you're connected to, you're going to have a fast track in this thing. And hey, we're here to help you. I can't wait for you to meet Joe and Penny and Andre, beautiful leaders in our company. We will be introducing them to you. But anyway, thank you for coming on, buddy. And I'm going to get to
Thank you for having me here.
Oh, thank you. You're the blessing. Okay, here we go. All right, so guys, I'm going to go ahead and go online with you right here and do a screen share. I'm going to give you a lesson, a very, very powerful lesson today. We will record this, obviously, and we're going to talk to you about leadership and why it's important. Leadership is very, 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 very important here. Okay, all right. Again, I've been around a long time. I built several million-dollar companies, multi-million, one of them, and the key here is this: every success that I've had was not going out there finding leaders was one thing, but it was really developing the leaders within my organization. And I want you to keep this teaching in mind. It wasn't everybody teaches you to go out there find leaders. Well, let me tell you something. That's very difficult unless you've already established as a leader. Let me say that again. Going out there and finding leaders and thinking that your products, your comp plan, all that's going to attract leaders, and it will to a certain extent, but leaders are going to get in bed with leaders. I'm sorry, excuse the French. They're going to be attracted, and that's just an analogy. Leaders will attract leaders. Keep that in mind. So if you want to attract leaders and have quality leadership in your organization, you must become a leader. First and foremost, you must become a leader. To become a leader, you have to understand about leadership. I studied under John Maxwell for years, read every one of his books, 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. Develop the leader within you. Develop the leaders around you. One of my great people of all time was a guy named Glenn Langston. He came into my office and he said, Gary, you need to read this book. I said, what is it, Glenn? He said, You know, and he made me a partner in a $10 million company. How cool is that? The guy just, one of the greatest people in my life ever. He came in and he gave me the book. He said, I want you to read this book, Develop the Leader Within You. And then after that, he came back and said, have you read that book? I said, yeah. A week later, I read the book. He says, it was great. And then he came back and he said, well, why don't you develop the leaders around you? You know? And so I'm going to go ahead and put you on mute here for a minute here. Okay, hold on just a minute. We're going to get you on mute here. Hold on. Okay, I got to mute you out here. Okay, I got you. Don't worry. Okay, all right, here we go. Okay, so now let me get you over here. We'll get back on. Okay. All right, so then after that, it was develop the leaders around you. And I thought, oh my gosh, as I read the book, I started to realize, you know, what characteristics you need to develop within a leader. So I would rather have leaders develop organically within my organization than trying to go out there and find leaders that may stay with you or not stay with you. They come in groups, they'll go in groups. I promise you. I want to build this organically. It may take a little bit longer, but I promise you we'll have a higher retention rate. We'll have a more energized group of people. We'll have a loving, caring culture. It's just going to be so beautiful when we get done. All right, so let's look at the characteristics of a good leader. Now, here's what good leaders do. First of all, you always hear the story, leaders are readers. Well, it's true, but there's more to it than that. Well, why is the #1 characteristic a strong leader? And I recommend you read a book a month. And when we get it going, I am going to have books that you're going to be able to buy at discounts because I'm going to buy them in volume. Okay, we'll be part of Global Association, Networkers Association. Okay, leaders are readers because you can't teach anybody something you don't know. So you learn by reading. You learn by the law of association. Leaders, the second rule is leaders are always learners. They're always the first guys there. Okay, first guys there. They take copious notes. Man, I've been to, you know, I was shocked when I went to some big leadership conferences, and I met people like Brian Tracy and Jack Canfield, and they were there taking notes from these other leaders. I couldn't believe it, man. They weren't looking around the room. They got their notebooks out. They kept writing and writing and writing. I said, God, I want to be like those guys. All right, so leaders are learners. Third thing, leaders are teachers. Once you learn it, you've got to teach it. What you take in, you give out. You can't give out unless you take it in. Leaders are teachers, mentors, and counselors. It's just true. So you want to make sure that you're there, okay? Oh, my screenshot's not there. Hold on a minute. Sorry, guys. Let me go back to this, okay, and see what's happening here. Okay, hold on. All right, it should be there now, okay? All right, my screenshot's there, okay. All right, so I'm going to leave it right. Okay, I'm going to leave it right here. So leaders, let me go ahead and do this for a minute here. Let me stop so I can get a bigger thing on here, and I'll get that screen back on. I apologize for that. Stop screen sharing, and I'm going to go ahead and click on screen sharing again. Come back here. Sorry. And then I'll get it on here so it's big and you can see it, okay? Okay, now that should do it. All right. So let's look at leaders are doers. You know, you always say the speed of the group is by the speed of the leader. Well, that's true to a certain extent, but leaders are always doers. They're not just talkers and teachers, but they do it. They lead by example. That's true. They do the activities. The fifth thing I saw in leaders, again, leaders that I mentored, leaders I developed in my own companies, most of them were mortgage companies, but I saw the leaders always showed up to everything. They showed up to our classes, and they were there early, and they got in the front seats. I'm just telling you, those were the characteristics. They never were late. They never showed up in the back seats. They were always there 5 minutes, 15 minutes, and sometimes 30 minutes early. When they went to the events, they were there early. They got in line, and they went and saved seats for all their team. Those are leaders. Leaders got recognized. They get recognized. How do they get recognized? They become presenters and speakers. Then they become they have so much content and value that people invite them to come and speak at BNI or Successful Thinkers or other meetup groups. So leaders are always being recognized for who they are. Leaders are always organized, and they are organizers. They're the ones that get the buses for their groups. They make sure everybody's taken care of when they go to the events. Hey, you got your room. You know, they're always out there with their people, making sure their people are taken care of. Number 8, leaders are always goal-oriented. Every leader I know said, you know, month one I'm going to be here, month two I'm going to be here, and month three I'm going to be here, month four. One of the top friends I have, I don't mind mentioning his name, is Bill. And Bill was the president of our company at Diablo Funding Group. And I had the office right next door. I was one of the managing partners with Bill. Bill lived in a home that was valued over $12 million. I just give you the idea of this guy's earnings, $2 or $3 million a year. Okay, one of the top guys in the nation. I watched Bill, and everything he touched or did, he was intent on getting it done. He was so goal-oriented. Unbelievable. He would map out his course, and he would do it with relentless pursuit. Radical, massive action. Okay, that's what leaders do. That's why he lived at the level and lifestyle that he lived. He was able to do that. Okay, leaders are results-focused. They just don't do things to do them. They do them with a purpose in mind to get those type of results. Leaders are strong promoters. They're going to promote the Monday morning mentor call, and they're going to drive their people to it. They're going to promote the Wednesday opportunity meeting, and they're going to drive their people to it. They're going to be working right now on the May 25th and May 28th conventional meeting, and they're going to be getting their people there. I promise you, the leaders that bring people are the leaders that are going to go up the ladder. The leaders are going to make the money. I promise you that's the truth. Leaders are always promoting, always edifying, always building, always encouraging, always motivating, always inspiring. That's what leaders do. Leaders have a vision for their organizations. They feel it in their heart. Those are the true leaders. And I want leaders in this company. Okay, now recommended books that you can read. And I read all these books. Miles Monroe, to me, was the greatest leadership. He died. He unfortunately, he was killed in a plane crash. Very strong, powerful minister, powerful leader. Hundreds of thousands of people would come to his events. That's how big he was. All right? You couldn't get him on stage for under 100 grand. Miles Monroe wrote some of the best books in leadership I've ever written in my life. He lays it out, what a leader is. Also, John Maxwell, one of the best teachers on leadership that I know. And Lincoln on leadership, one of the best books I've ever read. And the other one was Carry a Big Stick, the story of Teddy Roosevelt. So all of those are great characteristics and great authors to help you with your leadership. All right, now let me stop sharing. I want to come back online for you. Okay, so I can get on here. It's me. Guys, thank you for taking the time with me. Now let me talk to you from my heart. Look, I don't want my business to be about Gary. I don't want GNA to be about Gary or Louisa. It's about you. It's about what we can do to help you to grow and develop your leadership and your organizations. I need people right now, in the beginning, to step to the plate and become leaders right now. I'll help you. I'll give you everything I got. But I need you to step to the plate to become leaders right now. I need you to be on time to these Monday morning mentor trainings. I need you to be there early. I need you to be a participant with me. I need you to start developing your mentorship skills, your teaching skills, your coaching skills, all of these important skills. I need master trainers and Global Network Association. I'm reaching out to you. I'm appealing to you right at the beginning. I can't do this alone. I need you. I'm going to say it again. I need you to step to the plate and let's get this going and help me to become a mentor, a teacher, a trainer. And so those people that step to the plate will become master trainers. They're going to help me. I need you to teach these classes. I need you to teach new distributor orientation. I need you to teach the 2 exposure rule. I need you to teach how to fill the calendar. I need you to learn how to sponsor 10, 20 people a month, just like I'm teaching everybody. Now, let me give you something else as far as stepping to the plate in leadership. Don't get discouraged. You have to develop just like everybody else. There's always a growth period in everything you do. There's always a learning curve. And so if you go out there and say, hey, I'm going to sponsor 20 people in 30 days and you only sponsor 1 or 2 and you give it all the effort you got, that just simply means you're learning. You reset the date. Say, you know what, I'm going to do it again next month. And next month you sponsor 5 or 6. And say, I'm going to do it again next month. Next month you sponsor more. See, you're developing your network marketing muscles. You're developing your skills. That's what that 20 and 30 is so powerful. So you don't give up because you don't do it. It didn't work for me. Stop it. Of course it's going to work for you. But you may be, you may need more personal development. You need to master maybe the scripts a little better. Maybe you need to master your story a little bit better. You see? But if you come up against the wall or you come up against the constraints, you think that we don't want to hear about it. It's negative. Wrong. I want you to call me. I don't care if you break down in tears. I'll cry with you. I want to know what you're up against, what obstacles you have. I'm not going to hammer you or beat you. I'm going to pray with you. Let's get you going. Let's get it going. Next month, let's do it again. Next month, let's do it again. If you don't reach a goal, you don't give up. You reset the goal and you go at it again. I promise you, you're going to get better. If you follow what I'm teaching, you're going to get better results. You're going to achieve the higher ranks. You're going to do it a lot quicker and faster than you think. Most people quit on themselves and they stop. Let me say that again. Most people, when they don't achieve a goal, they kind of quit and they stop and they get depressed and they wonder what's wrong with them. There's nothing wrong with you. You haven't gone through the learning process. That's all it is. Okay? Lighten up, man. Don't be so hard on yourself. We'll all get there, but it's going to take some time to develop your network marketing skills. It's going to take some time to develop the right story, the right profile. It's going to take some time to develop your leadership. But I promise you this, a year from now, we're going to have people that are going to be going across that stage, that are going to be speaking and teaching, become master trainers with us. They're going to have businesses in other countries, and they're going to be so excited. They're going to say, oh my gosh, in the beginning, I was the biggest flop that ever existed. But I kept with it. And as I started reading, I started teaching. And as I started teaching, I started learning myself. And all of a sudden, I started sponsoring people I never sponsored before. And the beautiful thing about it is you're going to have a business because you built it organically. You didn't buy any leaders. You didn't go out there and chase somebody down, that's a multimillionaire that says, hey, I want to take a look at this because you're successful in everything you did. I'm telling you, you're going to find people who've been at the top of their game, who this economy has taken the rug out from underneath them, who are on their knees right now praying for something to come along. And you're going to find those people instead of trying to recruit some top leader from some other company. You're going to find those people, and they're going to be loyal to you, and they're going to be appreciative of you, and they're going to build a culture with the right mind and with the right heart. And that's the organization we're going to have. And I promise you, we're going to have higher retention. We're going to have sustainable income. We're going to have more solid growth. We're going to have better leaders. We're going to have a happy culture. People are going to love each other and hug each other. That's what's going to happen. So I'm praying for you. Grab of that guidebook. Go through it and master it. Learn those simple things, the 2 exposure rule, how to set your calendar, how to share your story, and don't worry about anything else. If you just do those simple things, you'll find that your business will grow. Get excited about FGX Express. What a great, loving company. Get excited about, our company, Global Networkers Association, GNA. Get excited about it, and you're going to see that excitement is going to flow over to everybody that you talk to. And they're going to go, what do you got? Why are you guys so different? Why are you so unique? And it's not going to be a master and debate and argument about words or whose comp plan is better or anything else. Because your heart is about what can I do to help you to move your life forward. Let me say that again. What can I do to help you move your life forward? What can I do for you that'll make a difference in your life? How can I change the stress and the pressure that you're going under? How can I help you have a better calendar? Better be more efficient with your time? Be more effective in what you're doing? Have higher conversions? How can I help you? And because you've learned it and you developed your leadership within you, you start developing leaders around you. And I promise you, you're going to be with this thing for the rest of your life. I don't care what the economy does. I don't care what the company does. You're going to be here the rest of your life because people are going to be so appreciative that you took the time to learn, to get your intellectual content in your heart, that it just flows out of you because you invested in yourself. You became a team player because you care and love about other people, and you went to mentor them, teach them, and coach them, and spend time with them, you'll see your life change and those lives change. All right, this is Coach Gary saying God bless you guys. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Remember, we got Wednesday coming up. Let's load that thing. Get people on your calendar. If you need to counsel with me personally, I'm a phone call away. I'm going to be there for you every step of the way. Don't ever think that I don't have time for you. You're the most important thing in my life right now. It's you. God bless, guys.